be going without immunizations if they want them. And if you think that it's only an issue for people who can't afford them or don't have insurance, that's not true. It's a public health issue. I, for one, have 3 children, 2 of whom have all of their immunizations and their boosters, and they're fine, but one of them is very young and is not fully immunized against things. So even if you are caring for your child and doing what you think is the right thing to do with their medical care, it's important to make sure that everybody is afforded that opportunity as well. So I just wanted to remind you that. And they, I believe, are going to hopefully try to do a little bit more outreach with the community. So they did invite me. They are having an event soon, but I haven't got an email with a date yet, having something to do with their WIC program and their new moms. And they really encourage the council to come down and check out the facility and see what they have to offer, just because, you know, for me, I didn't know that they offered all of those things, and when I'm speaking, to constituents, it would be nice to be able to bring that up. So I encourage you all to do that.
Did they give you a point of contact?
Shelley Pauley, and I do have that. If you need to get a hold of them, I don't have it on me. I can put it either on my Facebook.
That's right. I mean, if I put it there, just...
Very nice lady. She's from the area, too.
Thank you. I know Shelley.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think that's it.
But there's a lot of parents that haven't been getting vaccinations for their kids.
Well, and if you've seen, even on my Facebook page, it's been a conversation, and we were told that they had it, but there was no confirmation. So
they do, and the issue was that they have the health clinics in Goshen, Middletown, and Newburgh, but the one that was here had been closed, I think about 4 years ago. They have said for lack of use, there wasn't enough to quantify the expense. So a lot of people are having a hard time getting transportation up there, because if you fall in that category of somebody who may be uninsured and not being able to pay the $21 for the administration fee, chances are you're going to have a difficulty transporting yourself over there as well. But she did assure me that that would not be an issue, and that they would work with people.
Thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Belcher.
Yeah, Bob Ritchie's passing has left a big pair of shoes to be filled on this council, and Bob will be missed. With the approval of Bob's wife, Sue, we have selected Kyle Van Horn to fill this pair of shoes. Kyle has his own law firm at 18 East Plum Street in Port Jervis, and he will bring valuable experience to the council. I hereby make a motion to appoint Kyle to the council to fill the seat the Honorable Bob Ritchie has vacated by his passing.
Okay. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
And a second by Ms. Randazzo. Discussion. Okay, so I've had a lot of people. I've had a lot of people. First of all, yell at me about making appointments. Like if I were to make an appointment. I want to be clear how the process works. Any council member, not the mayor, but any council member can make a motion to appoint somebody to a vacant seat. If there's a second, there's a discussion, and then there's a vote. And then that person would fill that vacancy, as we did with Mr. Bells. What happens, though, there are some legal avenues that have to be followed. If the seat that's being filled is being filled prior to a death that occurred August 21st or before, there has to be a special election, but we're not going to have a special election because the general presidential election happens on election day in November. But what's going to happen now, in the case of Ms. Randazzo, she is going to be running on a ticket. You'll see her on the ballot for just the 4th Ward only in November. If Mr. Van Horn is approved tonight, he will also run for the seat as a Republican, as the Republican committee needs to put a member up. It's not somebody just coming to them and saying, I want to vote, and there's a primary. That the Republican and Democratic committees both can put somebody up to run for the seat. So there can also be a write-in vote, just like there's a normal write-in vote. So what's going to happen on election day is if as Mr. Randazzo was brought on the council, if Mr. Van Horn is brought on the council, he will appear in the second ward. And the second ward voters will be able to vote for Mr. Van Horn and or whoever else is put up if the Democratic committee puts somebody up, or there's a write-in vote. Whoever has the majority of a vote, either in the fourth ward or the second ward, after election day, Mr. Randazzo will stay on until December 31st, and if Mr. Van Horn is put on tonight, he will stay on until December 31st. Then January 1st, whoever got the most votes on election day serves out the rest of the one-year term that was vacated by the death of Mr. Bell or the death of Mr. Ritchie. I think I clarified that enough, right? That's pretty understandable? All right. The mayor does not make the appointment. The only appointments that I make are committees. And Mr. Van Horn, if you're going to come on here, you want to be on the DPW committee because I have an opening. Nothing like pushing you into it. All right. Is there any other discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Mr. Van Horn, I welcome you to the Port Jervis Common Council. I'm going to ask Ms. Wazenegger to swear you in.
And is your full name, first name Seth, S-E-T-H?
No, Kyle.
Kyle.
And it's spelled different too, right?
It's spelled different, how's it spelled?
K-I-E-L.
That's so you get it right on the check.
Well, you're gonna come in, Kyle, tomorrow and do a whole lot more paperwork for me. But for tonight, if you would raise your right hand. Do you, Kyle Van Horn, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the laws of the state of New York, and the city of Port Jervis, and that you will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of office of councilman of the second ward of the city of Port Jervis, to which you are about to enter, to the best of your ability, so help you God? And I'm going to have you sign here. This is great for Hollywood.
Seriously. Mr. Belcher, any other new business?
No, that's all, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Patrick?
I want to send my deepest condolences to Kristen and her family. Also, the Mount Carmel Society will be having a Salt and Pepper booth down at the Fall Foliage Festival. So make sure you get over there and support us. Thanks. That's it.
Thank you. Ms. Randazzo?
I also would like to extend my condolences to both Kristen, Troby, and her family, and also the Little families. And I also want to welcome Kyle on board. He'll be a great addition, and he's going to be ready to work. Congratulations.
That's it. Thank you. Mr. Van Horn, do you have any business?
I say thank you for giving me this opportunity to support the community and constituents. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Public comment. Anybody that would like to speak has 3 minutes to speak on any topic we talked about here tonight.
Mr. Foster, I just want to make sure that I understand. I think you were giving me an apology, maybe,
Yes.
earlier, and you were saying that the things that you previously spoke about in a council meeting had nothing to do with Dad's change of pace. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Thank you.
And I don't know why they took your picture, I have no...
Well, it wasn't a picture, Pisana. I'll show you. It's a very nice picture. See?
Just the wrong place.
Just the wrong place, that's right. It had nothing to do with my
No,
business.
nothing personal.
Thank you.
Hi, I just want to also extend my sympathies to Kristen and to